A man accused of killing his own parents is now asking a judge for access to what he says is a $1.5 million trust fund. Nick Reiner, who's 32, filed a petition in California court saying that the trustee is holding back required payments. The filing says he needs the money to pay legal bills and to buy basic necessities while he's in jail. Reiner is accused of murdering director Rob Reiner and Michelle Singer Reiner. He's pleaded not guilty to the December killings. So let's take another legal deep dive into this case. Criminal defense attorney Josh Colesrud is back. Josh, I think a lot of people would think, are you kidding me? You're accused of killing your parents, the same parents who set up a trust for you, and now you want money from your dead parents?
Yeah, this is all about timing. So according to Mr. Reiner, he had what's called an irrevocable inter vivos trust, meaning that his parents put money into a trust that could not be revoked. And this was done when he was a baby. Now, in 2023, which was 2 years prior to the murders, he was supposed to receive 50% of the entire trust, which is $1.5 million. Right. And the trustee did not pay him, and reportedly did not pay him because he was deemed to be incompetent, that he would not be able to handle the money and would spend it on drugs and alcohol and so forth. So that's what this case is really all about.
So if he didn't get it at 30 years old because he was deemed incompetent, if he pleads, insanity as his defense, how would he even stand a chance to try and get it again?
Well, that's what the trustee is going to be considering. That, and along with, he has two siblings who are saying that he has already been paid and that this money doesn't belong to him and that it belongs to them. So the trustee has a lot to consider, and ultimately this will be left to a judge who will have to determine the equities of the situation. So the judge will consider, all right, Mr. Reiner does need money for an attorney if he's going to hire an attorney. I have to balance that against the interests of the survivors, because there is something called a Slayer statute, which says that you cannot benefit economically from somebody that you murder. But typically that only comes into effect after you're convicted. And so he's presumed innocent, which means that it doesn't necessarily come into effect right now.
So he could have a chance. Now, obviously, we understand legal, attorney's fees. That has to be very expensive. But he's also arguing, basic necessities. Basic necessities like what? Doesn't he already have that when, behind bars?
So, taxes do pay for, toothpaste and basic food,
right,
and so forth. But what they don't pay for are commissary or, snacks and other types of food if you want to be like on a better diet. But I think this is really more of a red herring. I think this is just Nick trying to get as much money for his legal counsel as possible, because I would expect that his legal bills to be well over $1 million in a case like this.
Absolutely. So what do you think the judge will rule?
I think the judge will release some money to Nick. Now, will it be the $1.5 million? I don't know. But I think that it would be more surprising if the judge decided not to give him any money.
Oh, all right. Well,
yeah.
We'll see. Josh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great insight on all these cases.
I appreciate that. Thank you.